What up, people? It's your girl AJ, the Suburban Princess, here back with Birds of a Feather, the CoEd edition. And of course, we wouldn't have the CoEd edition without Ed himself. What up, Eddie B?
I'm good, AJ. How about you?
Well, I told you how I really feel. I don't want to depress our audience, but
Nah.
it's not the end of the world. It'll be fine. Anyway,
Mm,
let's talk about the fact that training camp is now over. Preseason is
over.
over. Everything's over. What we have learned thus far is that we have some kind of unpredictable but predictable cuts. Um, I don't know if you want to do the
Mhm.
honors because I was going by what Zach Berman had
Yeah.
tweeted. All the guys list some people that you're interested in for the Eagles that made some
Well,
cuts, the final cuts today.
yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the main squad. Like, they actually kept a lot of players on defense. They had 28 players on defense.
Yeah, I think they should because I think they're still lacking in depth. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm good with the linebacker team. I mean, for a change, like Devin White, Zach Braun, Kobe Dean, Trot Jr., and Van Sumeren.
Yeah,
I mean,
Suman showed up
that's
a lot in that last game.
yeah. I mean, that's a good crew right there. I mean, it pushed a couple guys out like Owen Burks and like whatever, but some of those guys. I mean, Owen Burks will make the practice squad if nobody picks him up.
Let's hope nobody does because I do think he was showing himself the last game.
Yeah, and I do like our I like our defensive tackle line, which is Carter Davis, of course.
Of
Of
course.
course, Milton Williams made it, of course.
No, we love
That kid
Mel.
Booker had a good
Booker had a good showing too. He's on
yeah,
the
Booker had a
bubble.
good showing. Yeah.
They did keep
Uh
him though, right? Because I don't see his
Moro
name on here.
Ojimo. Am I saying his name right? Ojimo?
Who's that?
Ojimo. Moro Ojimo.
Oh,
He
yeah, they did.
yeah,
Yeah,
that big
Ojomo.
that
Yeah,
yeah,
Ojomo. Yep,
Ojimo, yeah, that's a
yep.
big dude. He's a big son of a bitch.
Yeah, big. No, and he's very consistent when he is in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like the cornerbacks. Uh Slay, of course, Rogers, Mitchell, Ringo, Cooper, and Ricks.
McCollum showed up a lot in the last game.
Yeah,
36.
I wasn't sure if Ricks was gonna
I
make
wasn't
that
sure
bubble.
either.
To be honest with you,
Yeah, he didn't have a
I
good preseason.
I thought what I thought was gonna I thought there was a chance either Josh Jobe was gonna push him out, but Jobe didn't have
Yeah,
a great thing either. So Jobe will probably end up on the practice squad.
he'll probably stay on
To
the
be
practice
honest with
squad.
you,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I mean, and then with safeties, I'm not surprised about the safeties. Reed, CJ, GJ,
Mm-hmm.
Maddox, and McCullough, Tristan McCullough, yeah, who had a good camp as you
McCullough
mentioned.
had a very good camp and
Yeah,
he had a very good last couple games. Yes.
yeah. I mean, he was always around the ball, so that's good. Uh,
Honorable mention that they decided to put Anaya Smith on IR because he has an ankle
well, they
injury.
want to hold on to him.
They
That's
want to
why
hold on to him, yeah, because
I,
he
honestly, I
said he
don't think
was
he's hurt.
fine. I don't think
I don't think he's hurt.
I don't think he's hurt
He
either. I
he
think they
may be a little.
decided wide
Yeah,
receiver, we need you.
he may he may be sore, but I think they're trying to stash him. So
No, because he clearly they said there was no sign that he wasn't that injured on the last game, so
yeah,
they want to hold on to him.
I think he may have tweaked it, but nothing serious. Like
No, because you didn't hear
yeah,
anything about it, so
yeah,
that's just the way to hold on to
and
him.
that gives him a couple weeks off. That's so because he has to stay out at least for 4 weeks. So
I feel bad for Joseph Ngata because I think he was having a good, and then he
oh,
injured
he got hurt
himself.
too.
He got hurt. Yeah, he's injured.
So
Um,
they'll keep him too. He'll be
Most of these guys are waived that we're more familiar with, but like Zach McPherson didn't shock me because he had a long
mm,
injury and he didn't really prove himself. Um, but
no.
I just felt bad for Ngata because I think Ngata was starting to break through a little bit, and now he's injured. So hopefully he'll be on practice squad. They'll just keep him because he's familiar. Um,
Yeah, you see they stashed. Well, they even was it Albert. Oh, I can't say his last
yeah,
name.
no, I know
Oki.
Alberto. Let's just say
Oh,
Alberto.
Alberto. Yeah, no, Alberto. Yeah, Alberto.
He's on IR now. Yeah, I think he
And
has a
he'll be eligible.
concussion.
Yeah, he'll be eligible to return. Uh,
Yeah, he had a concussion, which I didn't even know. So that must have happened in the first game or something.
I
Because
don't think was it LaRaven Clark or
mm-mm.
Castles. I don't know if they'll be able to play.
I don't
this
think
year,
so.
not
I
because
don't
I
think
don't think
so.
they'll be eligible. And your boy Brown has to wait at least till week 6 to come back.
I think he'll be back in October. I think they'll even if he's I think he's actually fine, but I think they don't feel good about putting him
Yeah,
out there right away.
he has to miss the first 4 games. He can't play.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
understood that,
so
but I think
yeah.
he'll be fine. I think he'll be back in our October games. I don't think he'll be in the September at all, but I think he'll be in October. Um,
So who do you think? Oh, we didn't even talk about the offense yet before we move on.
we can go on with the offense because
Yeah,
either way, I'm looking at just random names. So offense,
on
we
the off.
obviously are pretty stacked.
I mean, yeah,
There's really I have no problems with any of the guys that
I'm not too. I mean,
I'm not
I
shocked
don't
about
know.
Paris Campbell because I didn't think he was gonna
Yeah, I'm not.
more
Yeah.
John Ross. I don't think they have
Well,
left.
Jahan Dotson sealed his fate. So I mean, once they
Yeah,
signed Jahan Dotson,
thank God.
Paris Campbell,
That was a
because
good
you know
look
it's
when they
big
did that.
because they were big on Johnny Wilson
Yeah.
and Britton Covey serves a purpose for the special team. So he
Uh,
wasn't he was the odd man out in that crew. So
Johnny Wilson had a concussion too, which I didn't know.
yeah, but he
That was
also
his
he
injury.
had a great camp though. Great camp.
He's more of a blocker. I think that they're going to use him more obviously for his size advantage and his wingspan is what they talk about a lot.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
I
more
mean,
excited because he's from FSU. Go
well,
Seminoles.
he also has a crazy catch radius because of his arm wingspan.
Yeah,
So
yeah. His length. Yeah. So that's what
yeah,
you're definitely going to need when they want to run the fade in the corner.
well,
If
and
Devon
only
is
because
covered, Devonta.
yeah, that makes sense because they only held on to 2 tight ends. So hold on to 5 wide receivers is good. So
Although
you need a guy with size in the wide receiver crew if you're gonna only run 2 tight ends.
I'm gonna tell you, I got to put this light on, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I know you're not gonna agree with me necessarily because we talked about it briefly, but before we record it, but Jack Stoll just got released from the Giants. I would not mind if they bring him back, even if he's on practice squad, because
Yeah, but
between
no
Goddard
one.
getting hurt and everybody else still getting over injury, if
Yeah,
he's familiar with the offense already and they need a body, he might be helpful. I'm just putting it out there.
no, I hear that. But the thing is, like, he may end up going to a team where he can actually be
Yeah,
legitimate second right off the bat,
you never know.
or because there may be a team with a need because he comes in, he comes back, he's immediately third. He's going to be third.
Which
So
at this point with Calcaterra and him, I just feel like that, that'd be like bringing the old band back together type of thing. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean there were a lot of former Eagles that were released today. No shock, Quez Watkins got released from the Steelers. Big shock. Um,
yeah,
nobody cares.
and please, I don't want him back anywhere near
Exactly.
Philadelphia.
I didn't even
I,
know that Jordan Matthews was still playing, and they released him from the Colts, I think it was, or Panthers. Panthers, I think
yeah,
it was. And I said, I didn't even know Jordan Matthews was trying to play. This time he was being a tight end. Wow.
mm,
Interesting. Yeah. There's a lot of
mm,
former Eagles that they're released for a reason, as far as I'm concerned. Because sometimes I always used to think that the Eagles used to pull the plug on some of these players too quick. But now I'm convinced the latest couple of years, they've been pretty right with some of these players they released early because there are just some players that just don't have enough depth in their like physical resume, I guess, should you say, to be able to last on a team. And then also,
yeah,
too, a lot of people are getting cut that are just because of budget. It's just strictly they're getting the salary edge out. With a lot of these teams got let go. There were some people from the Broncos, apparently. Some, what's his name? Tom. Somebody that was a shocker on the Broncos. I mean, not that the Broncos will actually be a little better now that I've watched some preseason because I think that Bo Nix kid is actually a really good, capable quarterback. But they released some
yeah,
popular guy over there. But there's some
yeah.
people that are strictly salary cap reasons. It's not because they're
Well, yeah,
horrible.
we all know there's always going to be a handful of those that pop out.
Yeah,
Some other team could jump on real quick
yeah, especially
because you
especially
never
come the
know.
first week.
And 2 weeks from now, we may
Yeah,
see some changes made. Shit, we may see changes made next week before
before
the
Brazil. Yeah,
before Brazil even happens. So who knows? Like,
this is true, and that's what makes it kind of a exciting period right now because they still have enough time that they could possibly. I mean, they won't obviously have any more joint practices,
yeah,
other than just their main practice before they get on the plane. I can't wait to
we're
just hear how they're going to cover the whole thing because this is being a Friday night game. I'm going to my sister's to watch because it's like a Super Bowl to me in a way. But
mm,
I really am excited just to see how they're going to even cover Brazil.
Well, I
Like
think it's going to be on NBC uh
Peacock.
and Peacock. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume it'd be a local channel, but they made it sound like it was only going to be available on
No,
Peacock.
it was going to be on because Peacock NBC owns Peacock anyway.
Right, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So they're
So I
going to
did
put
think
it.
that was ridiculous.
Yeah, they were going to put. They're not going to have the Eagles not be on national TV. You know, this city would riot if they did
Riot.
that.
Yeah, the first game of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first game of the year and it's not on TV.
And they're already mad that it's away the first game, so
So who do you think?
to watch it.
Who do you think on the as far as wave players and release players? Who do you think's gonna make it back to the practice squad?
I agree with you with Josh Jobe. I'm hoping they might bring back EJ Jenkins because I do think he was a very reliable tight
I
end.
can see him back. I can see him back on. I can see Zach McPherson make it back. I can see Zach make it back.
Yeah, I don't think Zach will have luck. He may clear waivers. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of teams that need stuff, but I wouldn't be shocked if he comes back. Kendall Milton, the running back, wasn't too bad. I wouldn't mind him staying on the practice squad.
You know who I want on the practice squad running back? I want Luke Nichols, the third back on the running. I want him.
He
to
was
come
good
back.
too. Yeah,
he was good. Yeah,
yeah.
I would like to see him back. Matt Hennessy.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about him.
Because we're gonna need a backup center. We're gonna need somebody like some more guards stashed away. Like because we cut Brett Tooth. We released Brett Tooth too. Like
Brett Toth, yeah.
Toth, yeah, I said Tooth.
That's what I knew what you meant because I no, but the funny thing is I was looking right at the word when you said it.
My bad.
Especially when you look at it real quick, it just looks like Tooth. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
He always comes back though. They always seem to bring him out of nowhere, so I wouldn't be shocked if he's back.
And I wouldn't mind Owen Burks to jump on as Davis Price was okay. So he had that crazy fumble during
Wait, who was Price? What position?
Tyron Davis Price. He's a running back.
Davis Price. Yes. He did.
Yeah, he's a running back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as defensive wise, well, of course, sorry, I skipped over Nagata. I want Nagata put Nagata on the practice squad, and also I like to see PJ Mustafa on the defensive tackle.
I just looked at his name. Yep, PJ Mustafa under Kendall Milton. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see him back on.
Teron Jackson usually is a name I've heard that they keep bringing back, so maybe he'll stay.
So six. I mean, they got to fill it with 16 players. So I mean,
they got nice. I mean, they should keep some of these tackles, obviously, because like I told you, I said I don't think they have enough depth right now, defensive wise.
And we'll know all this by tomorrow afternoon. So
yeah. Eddie made sure, audience, that he did research when they're going to finish the practice squad, because Lord knows I had no clue. That's what we do here at Birds of a Feather. So you got your boy. And I also
I dropped it. You're supposed to pick it up and saying vice versa. So
vice versa. Now Sidney Brown is exciting to me, just obviously for more reasons. But I think that now that we've seen that he is good on special teams, I'm hoping that maybe he can actually kind of be like a sneaky tool that they can use too later in the season if, should our cornerbacks or safeties get gashed. I think that Sidney's speed and awareness is what makes him very special. I know he's small. I know that he's not very good at covering from what I've seen of the complaints about him, but I feel like he's smart enough that he's worthy of when he's on the field to be a good asset to the team on some level, because special teams still isn't struggling. They're actually looking just as fine. They're fine covering on punt returns. But Sidney is fast. So I think that his speed will help special teams even more. And he'll also probably help if for whatever reason they need him out, playing backup or whatever.
So what do you think far as who do you think who made the roster? Whose play this year is going to be key for us to be successful? Who do you think? Other than we know Jalen Hurts, of course, that's it, and we know Saquon. But as far as like defensively,
since they didn't let go of Bradbury, his ass needs to show up.
Yeah, and hey, if he can thrive in that safety position, because he doesn't have to worry about people running past him in the safety position. He'll be covering tight ends. He doesn't have to worry about he's not going to be covering a burner. Somebody's going to run right by him.
I mean, because most of us expected him to be the one to be released, because it just made sense in some ways. But look, if he's aware that he played better as a safety, It was just too
Yeah.
obvious to let
Yeah,
him.
I knew they were going to keep him once they put him at safety, and it was actually helpful. So I was like, they're going to keep him now. I mean, it's hard
Yeah,
to
because
find
he
a smart. He's a smart player at least, but he may not be able to cover like he used to. But he does have a good football IQ. So I mean,
if he has enough skills, obviously at this point to be a veteran player, and he's still
yeah.
useful in some area, then yeah, you do keep him. But yeah, is he not exactly exciting of a player? No, not right now, not anymore. Um,
Yeah. And I think with Fangio's system, it's going to be a lot of like guys who can be multi tools, and that's gonna be key because I think he's going to ask them to do a lot of different things, and like we're going to run just two linebackers on the field and then run a nickel package. Like it's going to happen. We're going to have an extra safety out there. Yeah, it's going to happen a lot.
I think
So
Vic Fangio will definitely be he will definitely expose the good and the bad of this team because I think he's a true football, obviously novice. I mean, a god that they've wanted for years before, but they could never get him because he was on another team. So now that
yeah,
he's finally here, I think we'll finally maybe see like a real smooth looking. Well, he's defense, right? He's defensive
defense. Yeah,
coordinator, but I mean, it'll look. I don't feel like it'll look as burdensome as it has looked the past 2 years with this
yeah,
team.
yeah. Well, you know who we really need to step up this year? Needs to be a wrecking ball. Jalen
So,
Carter. Jalen Carter
yeah,
needs to destroy the old lines this year because I mean he needs to come. He needs to become the new Fletch. Like he needs to become all that, like the way Reggie White was, like on the line, all those things. Like he needs to become that player that we know he is. Like because he's key. I mean, he anchors that middle. So him and Jordan Davis, they're gonna have to running through people
they
left
have
hand.
to really bring the fire because there's been a lot of smack talk about them how they disappeared in the middle of the season. They weren't as
I'm saying
consistent
we're
and
not gonna have a
reliable.
pass rush.
Right. So they have they're definitely key in the sense that that's what we expect from them big boys. I mean, now that Jordan is sized down tremendously. And I think that if his motivation stays that way all season, because obviously did you hear that they got rid of the conditioning guy that used to run around like a nut on the sidelines? They let him go. Did you know that? That guy that
I
I'm
didn't
always
see
like, who
that.
the hell
No.
is that dude? Like I didn't ever knew his name. They were
Uh,
they let him go because apparently probably it was a salary thing, but I also probably felt like because that Jordan and um, Jalen kind of fell off, they kind of
mm,
blame him for not keeping them in line condition wise. And that's probably why their production went down.
well,
Um,
it's good to see that they're looking. They do both look like they're in better shape this year, so
they
that's
both
good.
look smaller and leaner, and I think I don't think anyone doubted Carter's progress. I just think that obviously became with the grind of the season. But I think with Jordan, it became obvious. It became obvious he was lagging in progress due to his conditioning. So
So I'm hoping Vic Fangio can unlock the potential in these guys. I think it's should be fun to watch.
well, he's definitely a rock'em sock'em type coach. So I wouldn't be shocked if the defense becomes a little more nasty than they have because they haven't really been as aggressive as they.
Gonna be like Jim Johnson was, just
It'd be
aggressive.
nice. It'd be nice. I feel like we could channel because I mean he's as close to Jim Johnson as we're going to get at this point, and it's very hard to find a D coordinator who's a veteran who actually knows how real
Yeah.
football is supposed to be played. Let's just hope that they can rein it in, that they don't get too many damn penalties though, because they're so amped up. Like let's hope that they can keep it all focused and keep in line and not
Hmm.
create dumb penalties because they're going off so hard. But I do want to bring back the fierceness. They need to have the swag back. They need the attitude back. Um, now without Fletch and without people like that and Kelsey on the offense, you
Hmm.
need these young bucks to really prove like why
Yeah.
why they're here.
I want them to go out there and start hitting people in the mouth. That's it.
Hitting people in
That's
the
what I
mouth.
want.
Do everything you want to do that you can't do in
Just go.
training camp. This is the time
Yeah.
to go the fuck off, especially on game one. Like, regardless of I hope the weather doesn't dehydrate them too much because I know Brazil is hot as hell. But I just hope that the hunger shows in the first game, especially even home, because we want that
Hmm.
first game home to be like they came with their hair on fire. So
Oh yeah.
that's what I hope. I'm very happy for Will Shipley, that running back, because I think that he'll definitely be a good backup option. Um,
Oh yeah.
him and
Our
Saquon.
running back room is nice. I mean,
Yeah, we're doing good now because Saquon being the vet,
Gainwell had a great camp. I
Gainwell did
mean,
well. Yep, yep. And Shipley is definitely hungry and he's still learning, but he made a lot of strides in the preseason. He was obviously a training camp darling, so that's good. just flicking through what they're showing now. And they obviously, my Dallas Goddard, of course, he needs to have a big year. This is his last year of his contract. So hopefully they will give him the ball a lot more. He should be, because I know that the offenses will be more focused on the tight
As
end.
long as he doesn't have a weird freak injury,
A
which I
real
hope.
freak injury, not in Dallas. Let's just pray that Dallas don't get hurt in Dallas, because we don't want no injuries for Goddard. I'm going
Because
to plead the fifth.
I'm surprised the
Protect my
guy got
baby.
away. I'm surprised the guy got away with tackling him like that
I
too.
still hate that guy, whoever that dude was. I still hate you,
And they
Dallas
didn't
Cowboy.
flag it either. Like that
I
was
know
unnecessary.
it was unnecessary, and everyone just kind of just blew past it, like it was like, oh well, okay. But you saw how he grabbed his arm when he went down. He wouldn't have
Pretty
gone
much
down with
grabbed his
such
arm and did
force
like a
and
arm
threw him
bar. Like,
down.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so we got, and Britton Covey has been making strides in the return game. So let me shut my mouth with Britton Covey.
Yeah, he's
He's
improved.
definitely
He's
grown.
been
He's
improving
improved a
steadily
lot.
every year. I
He's
mean,
very shifty. He's learning. He's been watching Saquon. I can tell, because he got a little shifty in some of them returns. Obviously our Kings, Devonta and AJ. We expect more.
oh god, yeah, and those guys are going to be
They're gonna
that
go
wide
off.
receiver core. That wide receiver core is nasty.
They're dangerous. They're
Just the three
dangerous.
of them right there, like just him, Dotson, and
Right.
it's like who you gonna cover now?
And Dotson being smaller, it's like him being the slot guy is going to be wonderful. And some guys can rest while other guys are on there when they don't need all of them, obviously, at one time. It's going to
Yeah.
be very helpful, because Britton knows both the return game and small or not, he knows how to cover. I mean, he knows how to
Mm-hmm.
be on the field. And Johnny, obviously, his height and his size once he's better.
Yeah.
And obviously Cam Jurgens, this is his debut year as the main center. So good luck
Beef
to him.
jerky.
Beef Jerky. We got Jordan. We got Landon and Tyler Steen, who I think a lot of people thought he was going to lose that starting to.
I didn't think he was going to. I thought
Who
he was
was it?
gonna
Who was it? They were saying he was going to lose it to. He got hurt.
Becton.
Becton, yeah.
Yeah.
Mekhi Becton, yeah. Even though Mekhi Becton is a house, he's a big man.
Yeah.
But they got Darren Kennard, him, Trevor Keegan, obviously, Fred Johnson, who I think is hilarious. When I met him at the Eagles women's,
Oh, you did.
he's the funniest dude ever. Very sarcastic. Bryce Huff, obviously from the Jets, Thomas Booker, Milton Williams, Marlon Tuapoloto, Moro Jamo, Jalen Carter, obviously Jordan Davis, Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham is last year 15. We probably won't be they probably won't be pushing him as much as he normally does. He can afford to sit out some games or just be coming off the bench, but he's done enough. But Brandon Graham is the shining example of why you never give up when Philadelphia craps on you, because you can end up being the guy that wins the Super Bowl. That's why you never give up.
Because we thought, I mean, for a while, we thought he wasn't even going to last. Like, because when he drafted him, we were like, oh, is he going to be any good? Because he was.
He wasn't right away. He had to grow into his strength. And
first 2 years, he was not good.
You humbled him. All right, we got 10 minutes. Quickly, I just want to talk about I want to shout out Miss Simone with the sports. Shout out, girl. Thank you for covering me and my co-ed Ed, as well as our mutual friend Pete, and at the Devonta Smith celebrity baseball game. She just posted on her TikTok today, asking everybody their predictions for a score. And normally for the season, Eddie, you're not a big fan of that, but I'm the type of person, I'm like, it can't be no less than 10. It can't be no more than maybe 13 if we're lucky. Mm-hmm. So I'm still sticking to 13 and 4, even though I said 5 because I thought it was 18. But
I said 12.
What did you say?
I said 12 and 5, didn't I?
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. So we're predicting basically them to blow the roof off of this mother, and we expect a lot more consistency even toward the end of the season, unlike how they fell off last year. I think that was obviously due to the switch of Nick not putting so much pressure on himself this year and being relieved of his OC duties. Which is probably the best thing for him. I'm sure we're going to have stupid fourth down, tush pushes, although they showed that they could do it with Kenny Pickett. I don't know about the other one yet.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
They couldn't do it with the long boy, who I love.
Yeah, he's not strong enough. No,
he's not. So it can't be done even without Jason Kelsey. So let's see how much they actually use the tush push this year, or we call brotherly shove. And lastly, Phillies points. That was a great game last night with the Phillies coming back, beating the Astros. We needed Bryce to come down. Sometimes you don't have to hit the big home run. Sometimes
it's got to get the man home. That's it.
Just get the man home. He had our boy Kyle Schwarber running like Ted. to the home base. Ted the Bear,
Mhm.
as I call him. But yeah, the Phillies were in a scary spot. They're no longer, I don't think they're in command of, are they? They're still in the division. They're number one, right? They haven't lost it
They're
just by
two in the NL.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the margin has gotten closer, but we know that we're not worried about postseason. What we are worried about now is just the consistency of pitching arms at this point in the season because everyone's starting to show fatigue. Thank God Ranger came back and played well.
The Ranger looked good in this comeback
He
game.
looked fine. But now
Yeah.
Alvarado was sent down because Alvarado, I think, has been battling with fatigue in his shoulder.
Sure.
Um,
Battling with something.
yeah,
Battling but can't find the strike zone. So
that too. He's a lefty, so he kind of whips it very wild. So he needs to rein that in. So obviously they felt like he needed to go down. And then we have the new addition of Hayes, who hasn't really been as productive since he debuted, but
well, he also has been out too.
he's
So
been out with an injury. He just came back. Rojas has been our field gem with the deep deep catches. Ridiculous.
I mean that catch
That catch last night saved everything. Yes.
Yeah.
He saved everything in the 10th inning when we thought we were gonna have to deal with the Astros rain coming back. But teamwork makes the dream work. Even when a lot of players aren't hitting like they used to. Bohm's having a blank time right now. Bryson's been fighting through some stuff. Bryce hasn't been hitting himself as much.
It's striking out a lot.
I feel like his back is probably bugging him because that's usually what the issue is because he swings so violently. But he's just gonna have to satisfy himself with base hits because whatever you got to do to help the team win, that's all you focus on at this point in the year.
Yep.
And I think what they have to learn from the last playoffs game is to not go for the homers because that's what killed them in the last rounds before they got eliminated to the World Series was that they were so focused on hitting the high ball that they could not swing to save their life. So let's hopefully they learn to be humble into the playoffs this year and just take whatever they can get.
Play small. Yep. There we go.
Titan fills. So, all right. So that's enough for now. We will be back. Hopefully, we'll definitely talk after our opener in Brazil and celebrate. I'm just gonna put it out there. Eagles gonna kill Green Bay because it's gonna be time. It's Jalen's time. It's everybody's time to come back.
Shut everybody up.
Right? Shut everybody up. We're gonna make y'all forget about that 5-game slide last season. So
yes,
I'm sure you're ready, Eagles. We're ready because I'm about to get myself a new hat and get myself a new top. I don't know about you, Eddie, but I'm getting paid this week, so I'm about to treat myself. So
there you go.
Any last thoughts before we say goodbye?
No, I mean, I'm just excited for next Friday. So let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Eagles fly. Yes.
I've been waiting. It's the fall, my favorite time of year. So let's do it. Let's get it.
Time. When September starts, shit's going down. So, all right, guys, for the next edition of CoEd Edition, the Birds of a Feather, we will be back soon. Shout out to my boy Eddie B. Shout out to Simone again for obviously putting my face out there. That made me very happy. And yes, we'll see y'all soon. So watch the Phillies tonight, sweep the Astros, and we'll talk to you soon. We are out. Bye-bye.